The most interesting guests. The coolest conversations. Keep watching episodes of the Grizzly Podcast, hosted by Irvin Scott. Never miss an episode. Follow the Grizzly Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and more apps to get episodes delivered straight to your iPhone, Android, or any device as soon as they drop.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
We're back. Get ready for brand new episodes of the Grizzly Podcast, returning Sunday, August 31st, online at grizzlypodcast.com and on all major podcast platforms. Can't get enough of the Grizzly Podcast? Stay up to date with all our latest news, events, and behind-the-scenes footage by visiting grizzlypodcast.com.
So what does it mean to be on your Grizzly? It means hard work, dedication, and it means progress. Be on your Grizzly. Hard work, dedication, and progress.
I'm on my Grizzly, y'all. I'm on my Grizzly. I'm on my Grizzly, y'all. I'm on my Grizzly. I'm on my Grizzly, y'all. I'm on my Grizzly. And if you're busy making moves, say it with me. I'm on my Grizzly, y'all. I'm on my Grizzly. I'm on my Grizzly, y'all. I'm on my Grizzly. I'm on my Grizzly, y'all. I'm on my Grizzly. And if you're busy making moves, say it with me.
Coming to you from the City of Angels, this is the Grizzly Podcast, hosted by Irvin Scott.
Welcome to the Grizzly Podcast. I am your host, Irvin Scott. With 2026 just around the corner, today's episode is dedicated to you, our incredible supporters. We're taking a moment to reflect on the journey so far, because this show wouldn't be what it is without the unwavering dedication of our listeners and viewers. You have no idea how much you all mean to me. I took a break from the podcast without any explanation last year after releasing our 48th episode, which featured Sean Kanan from the Karate Kid 3 and Cobra Kai. You'd think I'd want to keep riding the wave of success after dropping an episode with one of the actors from one of Netflix's most popular series. By the way, big shout out to Sean Kanan and all the other guests from my current season, Season 5. Unfortunately, I was dealing with some personal issues and almost lost my life at the end of last year. Before I dive into the details, if you're curious, I was going through a breakup. The person I was with meant a lot to me, and we had been on and off for a long time. But the relationship finally ended, and I didn't know how to process my feelings. It took a lot of self-reflection, changing my mindset, praying, and seeking therapy to find peace. I also got into a car accident that could have been fatal. But thankfully, I survived. However, dealing with physical therapy, filing a claim, and everything that comes after a car accident just added even more stress to my life. After all of that, I needed to step away from the podcast to focus on my mental and physical health. I lost 30 pounds after the breakup and the accident because of depression. It's wild, right? I know things could have been much worse, and people have gone through even tougher situations than I have. But I just wasn't mentally ready to dive back into the podcast and pretend everything was fine. When I work on an episode, I aim to give you 110% and put all my energy into it so you can really feel it. But it's tough to do that when your mind isn't in the right place. I apologize to anyone who was affected by my absence, but I'm in a much better place now mentally. And I'm staying active in the gym these days. As far as relationships go, sometimes old ones can spark up again. You just never know. I hope the message I'm sharing today gives some encouragement to anyone who needs it while navigating their own challenges. Even though I've faced my own struggles, I'm always here to listen to what others are going through and happy to offer support or advice, because you've all been a beacon of hope for me, inspiring me to get back on my grind. Just know that I'm here for you if you ever need anything. When I started this podcast with my co-host Melissa Santos, our goal was to shine a light on individuals who have accomplished incredible things and are working towards new goals. Everyone has a story to share, and the Grizzly Podcast aims to inspire others to achieve greatness. And for those wondering about Melissa Santos, she was a vital part of the podcast, and I'll always be grateful to her for being involved in the show. Thank you. These days, Melissa is focusing on being a mother to her 2 beautiful kids and continues to stay active in the wrestling world as an announcer. She's also working on various other projects related to acting and modeling. Tune in to Slaying with Santos, hosted by Melissa Santos, now streaming on YouTube, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. I also want to thank our music producer, Logic Provider, for blessing us with the theme of this podcast, which has played at the beginning and end of our episodes over the last few years. And a big shout out to our voiceover guy, Michael Kussman, for helping us hype up the show with his voice in our intro and some of our promos. Thank you to the listeners and viewers of this show for being with us on this journey since 2021. We have one more episode to release before we celebrate our 50th episode, and a few more before wrapping up our 5th season. The Grizzly Podcast has featured over 50 guests and is heard and watched in more than 10 countries worldwide. We've been highlighted in 4 publications, featured at fan conventions, and I've recently been invited to speak at high schools about how I started the Grizzly Podcast and the success we've found over the years. I'm excited to share that I'll be interviewed by my good friend Ty Hodges, who's teaming up with a close collaborator on a documentary celebrating Latino entrepreneurs and artists. I can't reveal too much yet, but it's going to be a huge opportunity for me. I'll leave it at that for now. We're not going anywhere. We're committed to delivering more exciting guests and episodes. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check out our website, grizzlypodcast.com, for blogs and more exciting news. Get ready for our next guest announcement and brace yourselves for our 6th season dropping later this year. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stay on your Grizzly.
Get it, pop. Let's get it.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about.
Don't miss a thing. Subscribe to the Grizzly Podcast YouTube channel to access full episodes, video clips, and more on YouTube. The most authentic podcast is online at grizzlypodcast.com and on all major podcast platforms. Guest appearances and real conversations that will push you to hustle. The Grizzly Podcast is now streaming. Hey you, do you want to be successful? Then you gotta look the part. Get your official Grizzly Podcast merch. Available now at grizzlypodcast.com. We've shared success stories from people of all backgrounds and inspired others to pursue their dreams. Relive those moments and stream episodes of the Grizzly Podcast on our website, grizzlypodcast.com, and on all major podcast platforms.
Yo, turn it up.
Hard work, dedication, and progress. Stay on your Grizzly.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out another Grizzly Podcast episode. We'll see you next time.